The Young Ones, U.S. title, It's Wonderful to Be Young, is a 1961 British film musical, directed by Sidney J. Furie and featuring Cliff Richard, Robert Morley as his character's father, Carol Gray as his love interest, and The Shadows as his band. The screenplay was written by Peter Myers and Ronald Cass, who also wrote most of the songs. Herbert Ross choreographed the dance scenes. The film was produced by the Associated British Picture Corporation and shot at their Elstree studios. It had its world premiere on December 13, 1961 at the Warner Theatre in London's West End. Plot: the story is about the youth club member and aspiring singer Nicky and his friends, who try to save their club in Western London from the unscrupulous millionaire property developer Hamilton Black, who plans to tear it down to make room for a large office block. The members decide to put on a show to raise the money needed to buy a lease renewal. The twist in the story is that Nicky in reality is Hamilton Black's son, something he keeps secret from his friends until some of them try to kidnap Black Sr. to prevent him from stopping the show. Although he is fighting his father over the future of the youth club, Nicky can't allow them to harm him, so he attacks the attackers and frees his father. In the meantime, Black Sr. has realized that his son is the mystery singer that all of London is talking about, after the youth club members have done some pirate broadcasts to promote their show. So, although he's just bought the theater where the show is to take place, in order to be able to stop it, the proud father decides that the show must go on. At the end, he joins the youth club members on stage, dancing and singing, after having promised to build them a new youth club. Cast: Cliff Richard as Nicky Black, Robert Morley as Hamilton Black, Carol Gray as Tony, The Shadows as the musicians, Teddy Green as Chris, Richard O'Sullivan as Ernest, Melvin Hayes as Jimmy, Annette Robertson as Barbara, Robertson Hare as chauffeur, Sonia Curdo as Dorinda Morrill, Sean Sullivan as Eddie, Harold Scott as Dench, Gerald Harper as Watts, Rita Webb as Woman in Market. Production: this was Cliff Richard's third film, following Serious Charge and Espresso Bongo. Producer Kenneth Harper hired Sidney J. Furie as director and Ronald Cass and Peter Myers as writers, and during a meeting in Harper's flat, the four agreed to borrow the storyline of the film musical Babes in Arms, 1939, where youngsters Mickey Rooney and Judy Garland put on a show with their friends to raise money. The film was originally intended to feature the Shadows in acting roles, but it was decided that more professional young actors needed to be cast instead, so the roles originally intended for Hank Marvin and Jet Harris were given to Richard O'Sullivan and Melvin Hayes, while the Shadows themselves only appear as non-speaking band members. A number of actresses were considered as Cliff Richard's co-star. An early suggestion from the film's choreographer Herbert Ross was a New York performer named Barbra Streisand. Harper flew to New York and saw her in a show, but did not think that she was suitable. Another early consideration was the German actress Heidi Bruhl, while Richard himself in an interview expressed an interest in engaging the very young Helen Shapiro for the role. In May 1961 it was announced that a 21-year-old actress from London's East End, Annette Robinson, aka Robertson, would be the female co-star, but within weeks the part was given to Carol Gray, a dancer from Bulawayo in Rhodesia, today's Zimbabwe, while Robinson was given the smaller role of Barbara. When Carol Gray sings in the film, it's actually the voice of Grayzina Frame, who also provided the singing voice for Laurie Peters in Cliff Richard's next film Summer Holiday, 1963. Vaudeville routine. Scenes set both outside and inside the fictional Countess Theatre, bought by Nicky's father Hamilton Black in the film, were filmed on location at the Finsbury Park Empire Theatre. In the film, a medley of songs known as the vaudeville routine and framed by the song What Do You Know, We've Got a Show is performed by Nicky and his friends. The entire sequence was recorded in one day, the 9th of August 1961, at the Abbey Road Studios, London. While session singers, the Mike Sam's Singers, were used on the album, the film version deployed the actors, as Victor Rust describes it, having broken into the dilapidated Finsbury Park Theatre, the members of the youth club, initially despondent, pick up the props, wardrobe, scenery and lighting, and enter into an extensive song and dance routine that features slapstick routines, jokes, songs and dancing. It is this mixture of performance techniques that characterizes vaudeville. The eclectic references in the sequence includes vaudeville, melodrama, the country house mystery and Astaire and Rogers. At the end, Nicky, to a rapturous reception from screaming female fans, high-kicking his way center stage, sings the chorus of Living Doll. Thus the quotations from the performers of yesteryear merge with self-quotation by Cliff. This weaving of the present into the nostalgia creates a sense of continuity and forges a common bond. Napa reads the reprise of the Edwardian-inspired number at the end, complete with a reconciled Hamilton Black on stage, as the point at which the generational conflict of the film is resolved, significantly through a continuity of entertainment values and styles. Soundtrack, see The Young Ones album, Reception and Legacy. The film was the second most popular movie at the British box office in 1961, following The Guns of Navarone. The title of the film was also used for the British television series The Young Ones, 1982 to 1984, which contained many references to Cliff Richard throughout its 12-episode run. Stage adaptation. The film has been adapted into a stage musical by John Plews, which premiered at Upstairs at the Gatehouse in London in December 2007. The stage adaptation follows the film story closely, but includes several additional songs. In February 2013 it premiered in Scotland at Eastwood Park Theatre in Giffnock, performed by the Eros Musical Society.